Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the world of cars in Japan. There are a lot of Japanese cars made and sold throughout the world, but I think you'll find that their domestic car scene is totally unique. Well, let's start out with the basics. Just in case you know absolutely nothing about cars, Japan's automotive market is dominated by three big manufacturers: Toyota, Honda, and Nissan. Toyota dominates the market, and it's not even close. After the big three, you also have Mazda or Matsuda, Suzuki, Subaru, Mitsubishi Motors, and Daihatsu, though technically they're owned by Toyota. Big news these days is that Honda and Nissan are considering joining ranks, which would make them the fourth largest automobile manufacturer in the world. Now, let's break down what most Japanese people are actually driving. As mentioned, Toyota dominates the market. The Corolla and its variants like the popular sedan and Corolla Cross are huge sellers. They even have different models of Corollas in Japan that might exist in the West, but I haven't seen them, like the Corolla Sport, which looks like a hatchback, the Corolla Touring, which is kind of a station wagon, the Corolla Hybrid, and the GR Corolla, the sportiest and most powerful version. Looking at the sales figures, and all the information in this video comes from the 2022-2023 years, which is the latest information that I could find. The top 5 Japanese cars sold in Japan were the Honda N-Box, with about 250,000 annual units sold, the Toyota Corolla, with around 240,000 annual units sold, the Toyota Yaris or Vitz, which is about 220,000 annual units sold, the Toyota Prius, with approximately 180,000 annual units sold, and the Nissan Note, with around 150,000 annual units sold. What makes all these cars special? Fuel efficiency, reliability, and practicality, especially when compared to similar-sized vehicles in other countries. That pretty much sums up what the average Japanese driver looks for in a car. All these 5 vehicles are on the smaller side of vehicles compared to those in the West, but the Japanese have a whole class of even smaller vehicles that I've never seen before in North America. If you come to Japan, you'll notice that there are basically 2 colors of license plates on cars: white and yellow. White license plates are for regular cars, and yellow ones are for what we call K cars, or K-jidosha in Japanese, which translates to English as light vehicle. K cars are small, efficient, and economical. These miniature marvels are specifically designed for Japan's crowded urban environments as well as narrow countryside roads. They are typically no longer than 3.4 meters, no wider than 1.48 meters, no taller than 2 meters, and their engine size is limited to 660 cc. Owning a K car comes with massive benefits, including lower registration fees, cheaper insurance, reduced parking taxes, lower road taxes, and much better fuel efficiency. Not to mention they're much easier to park. The Honda N-Box and Suzuki Wagon R are perfect examples. Both vehicles exemplify the Japanese K-car philosophy of maximum utility in a minimalist, compact, and efficient package. The Honda N-Box sold 250,000 units, and the Suzuki Wagon R sold 190,000 units in the same time period as the aforementioned vehicles. Now, me personally, I've drove and been driven in several K cars over the years, and you'll never catch me buying one. For all the advantages they do have, they seem very unsafe to me if you ever have an accident due to their lower weight and constructions. But to each their own. I bet you didn't know foreign cars have a market in Japan too. Now, while Japanese cars dominate the domestic market, foreign cars also have a market in Japan as well. Here are the top 5 foreign car brands by sales. The Volkswagen Golf, with approximately 45,000 units sold. The BMW 3 Series, with around 35,000 units. The Mercedes-Benz C-Class, with about 32,000 units. The Tesla Model 3, with 25,000 units. And the Porsche 911, with about 1,800 units sold. As you can see, German engineering dominates the import market. Now, the whole world seems to be talking about electric vehicles these days. What's the market like in Japan? Japan isn't just a pioneer in car manufacturing, it's leading the charge in eco-friendly transportation. As we will show you, hybrids own the vast market share of the electric vehicle market in Japan. Toyota, the undisputed king of hybrid technology, basically invented modern hybrid driving with the Prius. Yes, everyone knows the old boring Prius, but have you seen their redesign? It even looks great now. You can get hybrid version options of almost every major model of car in Japan, but the top sellers are the Toyota Prius, with around 180,000 units sold, the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid, with about 120,000 units sold, and the Honda Insight, with about 75,000 units sold. Overall, the electric vehicle scene in Japan is unique. Unlike countries like the United States or China, Japan has a more nuanced approach to full electric vehicles. Why? Infrastructure limitations. There are limited charging stations, especially in dense urban areas. Many Japanese apartments and residential buildings lack dedicated charging points. Older city infrastructures make widespread EV charging challenging. Parking spaces are typically very small and lack electrical outlets. Electrical grid concerns. Japan's electrical grid is still adapting to mass EV charging demands, and there could be potential strains during peak hours. There are also concerns about overall electric capacity in Japan these days, especially after the Fukushima nuclear incident reduced power generation. Cultural and practical considerations. Japanese consumers tend to be risk-averse with new technologies. They have a preference for proven, reliable technology, and the Japanese hybrid technology is tried and true. And, of course, there are lower upfront costs compared to full electric vehicles. These factors combine to make hybrids more attractive in the Japanese market, explaining their significantly higher sales compared to full electric vehicles. An interesting fact, the Japanese government has aggressive plans. They're targeting 100% electric and hybrid new sales by 2035. Is it achievable? I doubt it, but you never know. I hope you enjoyed this video, and feel free to share your thoughts about Japanese cars in general in the comments below. And as always, please don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more interesting tidbits from Japan.